Good day, guys and ladies. Good day, whatever time it is. Actually, it's morning, yeah. So, good morning from my own end. All right. I woke up this morning and I was wondering that okay, why are people really losing money when it comes to cryptocurrency? Why are people really losing much money? Okay, don't get me wrong, losses are part of the game in cryptocurrency. But when you look at the ratio of people making money and people losing money in cryptocurrency, the people losing money is it's kind of having a higher percentage compared to people actually making the real money in cryptocurrency. So I came up with 4 points. As you can see the heading, it says take note of these steps if you want to be successful in cryptocurrency. Okay, so I'll be talking about 4 steps here, 4 steps that can be of help, if you are trading in cryptocurrency market. Okay, so I spoke about the first step, which says step ahead of the market, not follow it. What do I mean? It's to be great, you needs to be ahead of other people. Okay, cryptocurrency comprises of people sentiment, what people think about a particular coin. Okay, that is what um, cryptocurrency is all about. That's what make a coin appreciate with time. Okay, and what do I mean by step ahead of the market? You see, it's profitable for you to know that okay, this coin is about to take a move, and for you to know that okay, this coin is about to pump. It's not a great idea or a nice idea for you to just be going into the market. Okay, for just going into the market for a coin that's is already pumping. It's not that kind of it's not advisable. So you need to step ahead. You don't need to follow other people's what the other people are saying. If you are the type that okay, if you're the type that okay, you're always waiting for someone to tell that okay, this is going to pump, then I'm sorry, you might be amongst the losing brethren in cryptocurrency. So you need to step ahead, which means that you need to what? You need to know how to do your own research. You need to know how to do your research. You need to know how to fetch your own coins. Okay, this which means that you need to require the skills of doing those things. All right, so you need to step ahead of the market because it pays. Like I always say, I always tell my students and I always tell people around me. I said it pays for you to be in the ship rather than getting into the ship when the ship is already moving. It pays to be in the ship when the ship is yet to take off. What do I mean? I mean that okay, before a particular coin moves, it pays to buy that particular coin before it moves. That is just what I mean by being in the ship before it take off. Okay, so the second point is you need to do fear. FEMO means fear of missing out. So FEMO in reasonably into pumping coins or don't at all You might be late already and get job done. Okay, like I said, FOMO, which is FOMO, means what? It means fear of missing out. Okay, so it needs to what? It needs to go into the market reasonably. Let's assume that you just heard of a particular coin, any just name anyone, and it's already pumping. And like I said, it needs to go in reasonably because I must tell you that you might go in and other people will just dump on you, and I'm sure you know what that means. You'll be losing money, which means that if a coin is pumping, it needs to know that okay, it needs to go in reasonably, or don't even go in at all. That is why I make the first point step ahead of the market. It needs to be ahead of the market. It needs to be ahead of the market, which means you need to buy that particular coin before it moves. But let's assume that you could not catch the entering point and the coin is now pumping. You need to go in a good point. You need to go in reasonably, or what? Or you get job done. Which means that it's either you wait for a retracement or you don't go in at all. Okay, the third point is what? Sell when there's too much noise and buy when there's less noise. This is a very big strategy if you don't know. Okay, it's a very big strategy. You need to do what? You need to when there is greedy in the market. Okay, that is when you need to sell. This is just a simple strategy for you to use. And when there is less noise, people are afraid of going to the market. That is where you need to what? You need to what? You need to buy. That's when you need to buy. So let me give an example. About 1 month ago, when BTC was around, when BTC was it's another ATH of about 65 to $67,000. People are like, wow, I need to go in, I need to buy Bitcoin, I need to do all of that. That means there is greed in the market. There's greed in the market. But when it's now what when BTC came down to 42 level, that was about 2 weeks ago. When it came back to 42 level, people were scared of what this to start going down, when this thing continues to go down. That is when you need to be in the market. That's when you need to go into the market. So you have to wait. If you want to catch a very good entry, if you want to catch a very good money, you need to wait when there is less noise, when there is less greedy in the market for you to buy. All right, and also share the big picture and don't just think about today's chart. People really need to learn this. Okay, you need to know this. I always say, if you don't, I read something, I think that was yesterday. Someone said, if you don't have an active income, don't even try to earn a passive income. Okay, you need to, if you are trading cryptocurrency, okay, you can do day trading, okay, which requires you require you to learn the skill. But if you know you want to play it more safe, okay, it requires you to do swing trading. Swing trading is when you leave a particular trade for days, for weeks, even for months. Okay, so it's not just about today's chart. It's not about what you see today in the market. It's about what you are going to be seeing in the coming days. You need to spread out and see the big picture of what is happening, of what is going to happen in the markets. Don't just check your 1 hour time frame or your 15 minutes time frame or 30 minutes time frame and think, oh, you're good to go. You need to zoom out to the monthly time frame, zoom out to the daily time frame, and make sure that, okay, what I'm seeing that will be coming in the coming days is great. Okay, which means that you don't think about just today or just tomorrow. You need to think about the next 1 week, the next 2 months, the next 3 months, and so on. Okay, because I must tell you, people that really make the good money are people that actually think about the good picture. Because if you are doing day trading, of course you will have losses, you will have profits. What makes a good trader is having your profit higher than your losses. You can have a loss of 30% and have a profit of 70%. That is great. Okay, so but if you want to play it more safe, which I always advise, and it's my kind of trading, okay, you can think about the big picture. You can think about the big, not just today's chart. You need to think ahead of time. All right, so I think in this short video I've been able to establish some points in how you can be successful in the cryptocurrency market. We need to step ahead. You need to step ahead. You don't need to listen to what people are saying. You need to know how to get your own stuffs. Of course, you listen to what people are saying because it deals with people's sentiment. Okay, but you need to filter. You need to know what you're going to buy or what you're not going to buy. You need to get into coins that have potential. You need to see into the future. You say, okay, like I always love to make use of this year was a great year for sheep holders. And February, that was when I personally am a student. That was when I came into sheep, and that was still very early. Okay, so you need to get ahead. You need to get ahead in anything that you're going to buy in the cryptocurrency market. You need to step ahead of other people. So it's not that when people are not shouting about it, people are talking about it. It's when you need to get in. There is one scenario that happened lately. That was Wakanda Hino. I'm sure you know about Wakanda Hino. It's all over the internet now. Okay, when Wakanda Hino when they wanted to do the pre-sale, okay, people people are kind of what was this coin? I'm not buying. But after the launch, you can see the kind of pump that happened. Someone that invested $65, $100 in a pre-sale, having about $2,000 in less than 2 weeks, in less than 1 week. of after the pre-sale, which means that just such person is ahead of the market. It's ahead of other people, I should say. Such person is ahead of other people. But after sometimes it makes a very big retracement, even till now. Okay, so some people came with what? Fear of missing out. They came with fear of missing out, which makes them lose money till now. If they haven't sell their coin in loss. Okay, so it makes them lose money, which means that's why I said it needs to what? It needs to firm in reasonably into the pumping coin, or don't even at all. So which means that it all backs down on two things: on you knowing how to fetch coins, and on you being in a place that feeds you information. It backs down on two things. On the first point is you knowing how to fetch these things yourself, you knowing how to get information yourself, or you being in a forum or in a place that gives you information. That is the two things that you need to know. That okay, let me position myself very well in this kind of place. So I hope this video is helpful. You don't forget the point, step ahead, following reasonably, same when there's too much noise, and check the big picture. And I have a keynote for you before we go. I have avoid doing everything you hear or see. Don't be a jumper all your life. To be great, you need to dream it, plan it, and also take calculated risks. Okay, trading cryptocurrency is risky, of course, but it's a calculated one. Not trading it at all is riskier. Okay, trading crypto can be risky, but not trading it can be riskier. It's more risky. Okay, it's more risky. Okay, so it pays, like I said, to have access to information. I hope this video help you to have some kind of picture in your head in a way to be successful. So I hope to see you some other time. After I gather another point that is very, very important for you to know, I'm going to come back and let you know. My name is Kai Diolani, and of course, make sure you are following me on social media because it's going to be of a good access to you, because I actually give information about what's going on in the markets, and of course about the trending coins that you need to get into. All right, until we meet again, I hope you have a good trading.